Welcome back, Counterflamers. We've got an awesome game for you today. Player 1 this week is Jeremy, who's bringing Bradigus, 2 Wold Watchers, 2 Wold Wardens, 3 units of the Sentry Stones, 3 units of the Shifting Stones with 1 Stonekeeper, 2 units of the Stone Warden Wold Stalkers, and 2 Gallows Groves. Player 2 this week is Jason, who's bringing eBorka, a Winter Troll, Rock, a Slag Troll, Fell Caller Hero, Troll Whelps, Krillstone Bearer and Scribes, Stone Scribe Elder, Pig Burrowers, Pig Bushwhackers, Creo Warriors with this UA, and 3 Caber Throwers. Scenario this week is Close Quarters. If you dominate your friendly flag, you get 1 control point. If you control the enemy flag, you get 1 control point. If you dominate the enemy flag, you get 2 control points. The way you win is you get 5 control points or assassinate the other person's Warlock or Warcaster. Let's see what our players had to say before the game.
Hey folks, how's it going? So this week I'm going to be playing against Jason, and all I really know so far is that he's going to be taking Epic-Borka, and I'm going to be taking Bradigus. The last time we played this, it was kind of a non-game, so I'm a little scared because, you know, when my War Beasts can't really kill his War Beasts without becoming stationary, it seems really bad. But I'm going to be playing Bradigus, and, you know, I've talked about him on the show. There's been a bit of discussion about him on the forums, but no one seems to like him too much. I like him a lot, and I'm going to be taking him in his tier list, but I'm not going to tier 4. I'm only doing tier 3. So there's going to be living models in there, and it's not going to just be a bunch of wold spam. So we get to see how that works out, and hopefully everyone will enjoy the game.
Alright, this week I'm taking an Epic-Borka tier list since that just came out. Using basically the models that I have that will work. It's going to be a little bit different because I'm not taking the cavalry bonus. Because I know who I'm going against, and Jeremy will explain that next. But I hope you like it. It was fun to play, and I hope you're entertained.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
Hi, how you doing?
So it's Jeremy and Jason here. So
You went first?
I did go first. It's
Oh,
snowing.
that's-
That's cool. Good effects, Eric.
I like that. That's goes with my snowdrifts.
I feel a little bad about your snowdrifts. You should have probably been on my end of the table.
He should have done that one trick where he gave me little rings that he can, like, you know how he did the lava?
Oh yeah,
and all that?
yeah, that'd been cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, your snowdrifts. You didn't really get to put them in useful spots because of where all the terrain was. It's kind of sad.
And then there's an army of stones and Groots.
So yeah, lots of greens. Okay, so like I don't really know the best way to deploy all this crap yet because it's a lot of it. So basically, I just shove all the sentry stones right up on the front, and I keep the Wold Watchers right behind them. Because when people get to shoot the sentry stones, I am sad.
Now, I want to preface this by like saying I haven't seen sentry stones and mannequins in 5 years. Yes, 5 years. So I was shocked.
See, it's funny though, because when I played this at Saltire, the guy I played against was like, "Oh, I know what they do. I see them all the time here," and I'm like, "Who plays sentry stones?" The funny thing is, like, sentry stones are good. And they're always good for me. I just don't really ever get a lot of use out of them. Or I mean, Sorry, I always get a lot of use out of them when I put them in. I just have a lot of trouble finding space to put them.
My first experience with them was they were in a boulder list, and one came up, a mannequin came up and sprouted a forest right next to Amon, and I'm like, well, that's weird. Why do you do that for? And then Boulder came over and smashed Amon's face in.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah, they're really good for that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to move my sentry stones and mannequins forward in such a way that the stupid bushwhackers don't kill all the mannequins. Mannequins are only defense 12 and armor 12. They're really easy to kill, and I really don't like it when they die before they get to turn into forests. and the stupid bushwhackers and their 14-inch range.
That was my thought. Unfortunately, I deployed them way too far on the flank. But yes, I wanted to shoot a lot of Groots.
Don't shoot my Groots. We are Groot.
I'd paint up some mod the head,
On the head, just make him look like Groot.
green stuff. That'd be awesome.
I could probably pull that off. But... So yeah, as is probably clear to everyone, due to all the unpaintedness, but I bought a lot of these models just to run this tier list.
Well, you don't have to feel bad. I'm running eBorka, which I've had for a couple of months now, and he's been primed.
Yeah, at least I got Bradigus painted. I got him painted pretty quick. I like him, man. He's such a good caster, I feel.
I like the model.
He's a pretty cool model. So like, Blackclad Wayfarers, they are dramatic cape men, and he's like the most dramatic cape man.
Yes.
He's in like the exact same pose that they are. His cape is just bigger.
You need to like make your forum profile pic and take like Bradigus' face and put it on the Dos Equis guy instead of the most interesting man, the most dramatic cape man.
Nice.
I can see it.
But my forum profile picture is a cute little Argus.
Oh, yes. Oh, my forum profile pic is the grumpy old troll from Dora the Explorer.
Nice. That seems appropriate. So let's see. I don't know what all there is to talk about here. I mean, I'm mostly just like, it takes me a while because there's so much stuff to move up in such weird places. But I guess I can talk a little bit about kind of the point of this list. It's kind of like a gun line, really. The point is that I lay down a giant wall of forests, and then I shoot people.
Mm-hmm.
And well, often in the opposite order. I shoot people and then I put down forests.
Yes.
But the two Wold Wardens are kind of extra shooting. They essentially have range 8 guns that are POW 13.
Mm-hmm.
And also spells, not guns.
You got the shrimp on the flanks.
Yeah, I like the shrimp. This list is fun. I did try out a different version of the tier list, which was also equally fun. I played that one against Jose.
How'd that go?
It was a super bad matchup for him, and then I did something really dumb and essentially gave him the game, and then he kind of got horrible dice and didn't kill me. And then I killed him. That's how a lot of my games go.
Alright, my thought process this whole turn was I need to shoot as many of the mannequins off the table as I can.
It's bad when mannequins die before they get to be forests, because then I have to remake them, and then on the turn that I make the new ones, they don't get to turn into forests.
Oh.
They don't get to activate that turn.
Running snow-shrouded Creel warriors out there to get shot at, and the thought process was to pop the burrowers up. I wanted to keep the burrowers alive long enough to where the Creel warriors could wear down the Sentry Stone mannequin line, and then the burrowers would crack the heavy armor stuff.
I think so what is that ability on the Creel Warriors called?
The upkeep spell or
the upkeep spell?
Snow Shroud's concealment and immunity to
Snow Shroud. Yeah. Oh man.
Cold.
Oh my god, that is the most obnoxious spell for that freaking unit.
Yeah, because I mean, you basically can the 10-man unit, the 12 with the UA, and then you throw in 3 cavers in there, so you got 15 models that can give you fits on Borka's cheat turn.
Like, I don't know, Creel Warriors are just annoying anyway. But when you put that concealment thing on them right, and they become defense 14, armor 17 while in the aura against shooting, oh, that's awful. And then of course they're steady.
Yeah.
And then they get that immunity cold, so when Borka feats, you try to kill them, and if you, regardless of whether or not you actually manage to kill a dude, you become stationary.
Yeah,
But,
I love the UA.
God. And I hate that they're steady. So, like, when you punch one, and he makes his tough check and doesn't fall down, and then you become stationary, it's the worst thing in the world. You're just like, oh God, why? Why is this happening to me?
So, I was in range of a sentry stone here. No, the sentry stones are stealth. I was shooting a regular stone.
Oh, a shifting stone.
And completely forgot about the little guys having shield guard.
Yep. I gotta keep him near the things at the front. He still did damage to him, though. I mean, he was armor 21, so it wasn't bad. But yeah, I discovered the hard way that they really need to stand next to the shifting stones and the sentry stones to keep them safe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you did 4 damage to a shifting stone with that shot.
Yep. In hindsight, I completely should have went tier 4.
What is the tier 4 benefit?
War wagon. When you take the war wagon, your battle group gets +2 speed.
Wow. Oh my God, Rock would have been even further up. That guy scares me. He's like a Mulg that doesn't have reach, but attacks a lot more often.
You know, the cold assault spray.
Yeah. Well, he wipes out infantry so badly, especially since we discovered, or at least I discovered in the middle of this match, that you get to make an assault spray when you countercharge.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the dumbest freaking thing in the world. So Rock is like, I countercharge that thing and then I spray stuff. It's just like, oh God, why? Why is this happening? But isn't Rock already immune to cold?
Mm-hmm. For his tier benefit, you have to take a Winter Troll and Rock, both of which already have immunity to cold.
That's a little sad. Can you take the Chronicler in the tier list?
No.
Because I was going to say, if you could take a Chronicler, that would be really sweet. Because then, let's see, how does that Hero's Tragedy thing work? Is it when a warrior model hits one of your guys, they fall down, or when anything hits one of your guys, they fall down?
Just warrior.
Oh, okay. Maybe, actually, that's not quite as amazing. But well, I mean, it's still good, because then you get the feat turn where you stationary thing, and then other turns where you make things...
And it doesn't say
down.
non-warlock, non-warcaster, so it was. I've actually, it's very rare, but I've had a war noun get knocked down.
Just totally forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
It just fell over.
Yeah.
That wasn't me, was it?
I don't remember. Like I said, it's rare. It's been a while, but.
I love that. You just asked me if a model over there had Pathfinder.
Well.
Bradigus is actually incapable of taking models that don't have Pathfinder flight or replacement effect as their movement.
Is it everything in circle except for the warp wolves?
Well, none of the satyrs except the new character satyr, and none of the warp wolves except the stalker.
Okay.
And then one of the Argus has Pathfinder and the other 2 don't. And the Gorax doesn't.
All units?
All the units.
All circle units have built-in Pathfinder.
Yep, all circle units have Pathfinder or replacement effect to move, and then all construct war beasts have Pathfinder. So
Do your Formites complain about your Pathfinder attacks like we complain about our
no,
attacks?
actually, they don't. Like that's not a thing that people complain about in Circle. You know what they do complain about in Circle? Whenever we get models that kill infantry really well, they're like, we already do that.
Yeah.
It's like when trolls get models that have short range, moderate power guns
Oh,
that
God.
you already have.
Range 8, Rat 5. Welcome to the club. You're going to go over here next to them.
This is a rift. And I killed some dudes. It's pretty good.
But yeah.
Oh no, I only killed like one dude.
Yeah, but by the end of the turn, I think you killed 4 because it was just not enough for you to force
Oh, right.
a command check.
Yeah. So forests is a thing that this list is good at making.
Yes.
So I've just made my first one with the wold warden, the wold warden. I know what my wolds are.
See, you can't even tell. That one, what does that one do?
The one that casts spells and isn't a character. I still want to get a wold that knows how to hold a stick.
Yes.
It's like, here, wold, hold this big stick and go hit people with it.
Well, aren't they like the joints made of sticks?
Yes.
And so, yeah. You figure they'd know how to hold some.
Or I could get a wold who has like a range 10 gun where he just throws a rock at you.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Or it could be just like your bomber. He could have 2 range 8 guns that he.
I don't feel enough of those. I'm going back to my roots from now on. Just bomber and everything. It's like the best beast in Troll.
I've been happy that you have not been fielding bombers a lot lately. I don't like bombers. All right, so here we go. This unit of Sentry Stones moves up. I'm not actually gonna make any forests with this group because they kind of don't need to because there's already a forest over there. So this one guy is gonna spray. I think he only hits like one guy, which is not amazing. Do I boost? I don't even remember. Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, mannequins can use the fury that's on a sentry stone to boost their attack and damage rolls.
And in this tier list, they start with 3, right?
And in the tier list, the sentry stones start with 3, which makes them infinitely more useful. Oh, I guess I did make one forest. And then I made a new mannequin to replace the one that exploded. Alright, and then the wold stalkers walk up. Man, wold stalkers are super good in this setup. Just their whole ability to like move forward and shoot things and then like back up, and then you can like put forests in front of them to block people's ability to shoot back is really, really handy. Or, you know, this list has a lot of like reach out and kill specific models ability. So I've used them before to like assassinate very specific models, because they can walk their 6 and Zephyr up with another 3 and then shoot 10 inches.
Yeah, that's a pretty big threat range.
It's a 19-inch. It's pretty good. Stop making tough rolls, you bastard.
I was doing pretty good on, at least on those rolls this game.
Okay, so I finally shot that guy to death. It took a while. So, I think I'm gonna Zephyr backward, maybe?
I believe you do, yeah.
Yep. I think my favorite thing that I did with them recently was, I used them and a shifting stone and shifting stones and a sentry stone to assassinate Horgel Iron Strike. He had a Pyre Troll and a Slag Troll, and then there was like the actual Warlock had an Impaler, and that was hanging out near him as well. So I shifted one shifting stone with one unit, so that that unit it was in now made a triangle around the sentry stone, and then I shifted the sentry stone forward, activated that unit, walked the mannequins forward, had the sentry stone shift itself right into the middle of those 3 war beasts and Horgel. And then he took Fury from all of them and happened to catch the Creel Stone, so he went up to 5 Fury. Then the 2 mannequins sprayed Horgel, removed his last transfer, and then I had the unit of Wold Stalkers move up and shoot him.
Nice.
It was
I
pretty
thought
good.
there's a 3 cat on the Sentry Stone.
Nope. They can only auto generate up to 3, but they can have as much as 5.
Oh, nice.
But they can only get that much by stealing it from other people. The other Sentry Stone unit, I think, activated or something. I don't even remember. It really wasn't that important. I think I was just trying to shoot the Creel warriors a little bit, but it didn't really work at all. So
Concealment and elevation helped me a lot.
yeah, defense 16 guys. It's really hard to shoot. I think I actually did get one. I actually managed to hit one who was up there and even forced the tough check, but then he made it and then just stood there because he's got steady. I hate the Creel Stone unit or the Creel Warrior unit. They're so awful.
Having something tough and then not fall down. At least when they pass tough check, you go, oh, all right, you're knocking down, so you're sacrificing something. But yeah, when they don't get knocked down, that would be infuriating.
So I actually, you know what I think it was? I mean, I wasn't paying attention, but I'm pretty sure that the thing that took that shot was a Wold Watcher. Anyway, so more forests, as you can see. I'm going to activate the other unit of the Wold Stalkers. They're going to walk over. They're going to attempt to do more shooting, as they do. I feel like... Well, I mean, I could just wait and see what I do.
I should have ran way up farther.
Well, I mean, I've only played Bradigus' tier list 3 times at this point, but I'm still trying to shoot guys on the hill. My thought is, if I can shoot the guys on the hill and kill them, then the nearest guys will stop being in the way of me, or stop being so close to me. Anyway, you still ran up, like you ran into me at least.
Yeah.
Of the 3 games I've played, only one time, only in one of those games did the person not just run right into my face after I put up all the forests.
I should have put Snow Shroud on the burrowers and then put them all on the hill, and then did a second turn burrow, and then they would have popped up right behind everything.
So the first guy I played against, I don't remember how it was, but he managed to get the burrowers so that when I put up the forest line the first time, the burrowers came up and were able to walk into the forest. And then they were actually close enough to shoot at one of the sentry stones, and they actually managed to kill it.
Oh.
Although, they probably shouldn't have been able to, because I forgot that I had one of my shield guard guys right next to it, but I totally forgot about that. I mean, they should have been able to shoot it, but I should have been able to block it. But yeah, he actually killed 2 sentry stones on that turn.
Oh,
I was pretty impressed.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, because their armor
18, and they have 8 wounds.
Okay.
But they're easy to hit, and your burrowers have POW 14 guns.
Yeah.
So.
As long as you're within 5 inches. Yeah.
Actually, they have to be within like 4 inches, right? Because their
yeah,
guns are
yeah.
super short range. All right, so Bradigus himself is going to move up, and I think he's arcing. Yeah, he's arcing a rift. I'm trying so hard to kill one of those guys.
You really wanted it.
I just want one of those guys to just die. More than anything, I wish I could just knock one of them down.
Yeah.
It's really good to knock. Sometimes it's better to against the troll player to just knock down their stupid crap than it is to kill it, because then it gets in the way of their other stuff.
Yeah.
And then
or you're gonna force the fell caller to do
Reveille instead of something more useful.
Yeah. I need to buy another fell caller.
I'm always happy to make the fell caller Reveille instead of doing anything else.
That's another. I like that model. Typically, when I play him, always stands in the back, but he's like a really good offensive weapon that I should.
He's like a POW 11 weapon master or something stupid, and he has like a spray.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell?
He should be up there. 2 attacks.
This stupid model.
3 points though. You don't want to get him killed.
That's true. 3 points is a weird point slot to fit into an army a lot of times, I find. Which is the reason why I usually don't put a lot of shifting stones in lists, or sentry stones in lists, because they have 3 points and it's just weird.
Why? Yeah. Yeah. That tier benefit where they start with 3 though.
Oh, it's huge.
Boosts, and they have that spray attack.
Well, also, if you really want to, and your opponent is obliging, you can create the forest wall 1 turn, spend all 3 theory to make 3 new mannequins on each, and then make the forest wall a 2nd turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then after that, they'll still have 1 mannequin apiece.
I like how Blizzard's getting a little bit more, or not Blizzard.
Privateer Press.
is getting a bit more. I'm seeing the snow fall across the screen.
Right.
They're getting more creative with their tier list benefits.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
And what I really like is Bradigus' tier list is really powerful. It's very good, and like there's a nice choice inside of it itself, whether to go tier 4 or go tier 3, and that really dictates a different style of list. But it's not so powerful that it's like the only way to play him. Right? It's not like Epic Veil's tier list where that's like the only thing you'll ever see anyone play. Because I definitely think like the fact that there's some things you can take with, like Una, for instance, you can't take her in the tier list. You have to run non-tier to get her, and she's really good for him, so there's definitely reasons still to run him out of it, even if the tier list is good.
What's that new? I thought they were like doing weird in the Exigence books, weird tier benefits where you could take models from other that you normally can't take. What was that?
It's a minions. It's a minions tier list for Dr. Arcadius. And I don't think it was an Exigence one. It was like a no quarter one. He can take Goraxes.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was awesome.
All right, so anyway, I've made more forests. So basically my whole army is behind forests. I mean, not all of it is, but most of it is. Everything in the middle is certainly behind forests. Here I shifted. Trolls have an obnoxious way of getting models farther up the field than I always expect them to. So I shifted that Wold Warden backward so it didn't get murdered by rock. I don't care if he was out of your charge range. You would have found a way to do it, and I would have been really sad. It's turns too.
Turns. We're making sure people can read that. You slow readers out there. Turn 2.
There's a lot of rings.
That is. What kind of game is this?
All but 2 of those rings are mine, and of all of those, only 2 of my rings are not forests.
You'll always know when Jeremy shows up at the game store because he jingles. So again, I hadn't played against Sentry Stones, so I totally did not see the forest line. I'm going to hide my entire army behind a line of forest. So I want to jam him with stuff, knowing that for the most part, mannequins are going to have a hard time hitting and or damaging those Creel warriors.
I think that's kind of the funny thing about the forest line is you'll probably never get the second one because using the forest line makes people desperate, and then they do this. They just run into you.
Well, I wanted to do this, and this is me not knowing the rules of the game, so I moved my Winter Troll up.
We both were caught off guard by this. I didn't realize that it worked this way either, but...
No, Eric didn't cut this part out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you just...
Oh, wait, no, he did cut it out. I just moved it up. All right, so I originally moved and hung my Winter Troll out there like that because I was going to... My intent was to spray my Creel warrior, who I could see in the back, and then the spray would continue through and hit
the tree and one of those mannequins.
And sprays are blocked by line of sight blocking terrain. So I didn't do anything. I just moved up the Winter Troll there.
Yeah, we were both kind of caught off guard by that. So.
And then I was like, hey, my feet will just make things annoying for him, and I'll keep him on that side of the table. So I just was frustrated by the spray thing and charged Bork up there and feeded.
See, the thing is, like, I actually like this play that you're doing. It's aggressive. It's very troll-like. It's very Borka-like. And I think against a lot of people, like a lot of lists, it would work well. Just like, because I mean, like, you run up there, you're like, all right, everything that's immune to cold, which is like all of the Creel warriors that can't be knocked down, and like my whole battle group, it's just like whenever you hit one of them, you become stationary, and it's like it makes it really hard to assassinate Borka or really get or kill Rock or really chew your way through the through the Creel warriors, and even if you do, like, a lot of your stuff will end up being stationary.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a cool play. This was like the reason why the last time we played Bradigus on Borka, that like I couldn't do anything. I was like, I can't attack anything.
Yeah.
This is so bad. And like neither one of us was like, that was way back when I first got Bradigus, and like neither one of us was playing tier, and you had like Mulg.
Yeah, anything that had a special ability when they charge, like Assault, or crit smite from Mulg, or
I was just like, oh god, Mulg is just standing there within like I don't know, you were like 6 inches away from one of my war beasts because he just ran Mulg up, and I was just like, I can't kill Mulg, and he's just gonna kill everything.
I think that he can run the Mountain King really well.
Oh yeah, the Mountain King becomes like impossible to kill when you become stationary when you hit it.
And when you do hit it, he's going to pop out a whelp to help with that fury management that he has.
Right.
He misses the K carrier. I just know it.
Yeah, well, 10-inch control area. It's rough. It's really rough.
Mm-hmm.
And only the 5 fury, also really rough.
They needed to put the K carrier like a captured razor boar or something like that.
Oh, the other thing I forgot about this was that your feat is like stealth, of course, for everything in your control area.
Yeah.
Not just your own models, but mine.
And one of the reasons why I put bushwhackers in there is to catch people off guard, like not knowing. I didn't know anything about your list other than the way that you played Bradigus before, so I wasn't expecting a line of forest. So I was expecting to be able to see through everything with the bushwhackers and peg stuff.
Oh, like if I tried to hide in behind some large bases, you'd like measure it so that you caught those bases, but not Bradigus, and make them stealth so you could shoot through.
Yep.
I know we kind of skipped over a lot of your turn there, but like basically, like you said, you just ran up real far.
Yeah, pop feet, jammed with the Creel warriors.
And the board more or less looks like this.
And my thinking on the burrowers, I wanted to go and burrow again. I knew that I wasn't doing anything that turn. They were just going to hang out there, so I basically kept them back, sort of far enough back to where you'd either have to extend something out there or ignore them altogether. So,
which is slightly worrying. You know what might have been better? I'm thinking about it. I mean, like you had said earlier, if you had just moved the burrowers the first turn and then had them burrow the second turn.
Yeah.
Then during this turn of mine, they would be burrowed, and my things would stationary themselves, and then they could pop up and attack stationary things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should have, with the tier benefit, you get to put Snow Shroud on for free. So Snow Shroud on the burrowers first turn, run them up there to where they're defense 15 against range, defense 17 on the hill, and then second turn burrow, and then swap Snow Shroud onto the Creel warriors.
That'd be rough.
That turn.
Okay, so I was forgetting a couple things here about the stealth aspect of his list, and then also about the countercharge spell. So, like, I walk these guys up here, and Rock just charges up and is like, I'm gonna murder some bitches.
I totally forgot to spray on this. He just went up and
at this point, I didn't remember that you could spray, like assault spray, when you made a charge. But all right, he just flat out murders one of those guys. And then, so I'm like, okay, well, I can still kind of deal with this. So they all walk up, and then I'm going to have them Zephyr.
Mm-hmm.
So they all get to advance 3 inches right away, ignoring free strikes. So I'm just like, all right, I'm going to get away from Rock so he can't just engage my whole unit and make it useless. And then this guy walks over here, and Jason's like, wait a minute.
Well,
I want a counter charge.
You were kind of, you might even have let the cat out of the bag and told me what you were up to this turn. And I'm like, well, maybe I can make it at least a little bit harder on him by countercharging that guy. And hey, I'll be, dominating that flag.
Yeah, I know. I was like, So it's okay. Jason's not going to score anything because he's not even on the flag. And then he countercharges over here and he's dominating the flag. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, fuck me.
Totally. And this is, again, the 10-inch control area. The winner troll is sort of like, hey, boss.
Boss, where'd you go, boss? All right, he misses with the spray.
Oh, the assault bomb.
Oh. That's not a spray, it's a bomb?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
His prime version has basically the testicles that hang down from his belt. Little bomb, bombs that he throws.
well, he died.
I should have attacked with the bear. The bear I've not used a bear at all.
Yeah, well, I've used like Bradigus' repair ability like twice. And I've played him in like 12 games. Maybe even more than that. I don't know. I've played a bunch of games.
Is that a star action? Does he like have
Yeah, it's a star action. It's really crappy.
But, basically park those shield guard guys next to him, and you're like, whatever. Shoot them. They're armor 21. I'm going to repair them next turn anyway.
That is actually a thing that you can do. The only times I've used it, though, are always on, like, the Wold Guardian. It's like the Wold Guardian usually hangs out near him until it gets a good opportunity to teleport somewhere and murder something. And people love to, like, try and kill it. Which they can never do, because it's a lot tougher than they expect.
I forget what all they do. I know the one that casts spells for 1 Fury is awesome. But your best-looking Wold, you don't field with him.
Not a lot. Sometimes
Why?
I do. That's the Wold Guardian with the ram fists. A lot of times I don't feel it with him because I really like to have the casting for Rift and Battering Ram. But he's really good with Bradigus. Like, he's a great beater. I mean,
he's the hardest hitting.
Yeah,
Wold,
he's
right?
he's base power 17 and he has Ram on his fist, so he knocks you down and pushes you an inch.
A spell for 1 is awesome.
Well, the other thing that's really cool about him is the Wold Guardian is that he has empathic transference, which a lot of people forget. So that he's only got 3 Fury, and you usually want to max him out so he kills whatever he's after. And people will then expect that you can't transfer to him, but you can, because you can transfer to him even when he's full. So I kind of forgot here for a moment that that some of these Creel Warriors have stealth. So all of these guys stood still to aim, I think, and now they're shooting. And I think I did concentrated power because I was going to try to put some shots into the troll, the winter troll. But it kind of doesn't really work out that well for me.
And all those forests are not there, but like most of my Creel Warrior units on top of them, so we didn't move them. Yeah.
The hard thing about this list is so many rings. I'm actually a little glad that they don't allow druids in his tier list.
God.
Because there'd be so many rings.
Well, I mean, with the smoke clouds and everything.
Well, it'd be really cool if you could have the giant forest wall and the druids, because then you could run the druids the first turn instead of having to have them just walk, and then they could cast their spells other than the clouds, which would be cool.
Yep.
Anyway, so I think I only landed like 1 shot on the winter troll and pops out a whelp, and it was not the best thing in the world. I'm shifting up a
tree.
A tree.
No tough checks.
Yeah, no tough checks.
He was supposed to die to a spray.
Yep, but rules.
I saw that coming. I fell victim to it before.
I love that no tough check aura. It's really good.
It is.
I love getting those trees next to the Creel stone and then just going to town on that unit. Just like, no tough checks for you bastards. Just die.
I need to figure out better. Like, I always put the stone in back, obviously, because they kind of have more victim stats than usual, and of course you don't want them to die, but like against cricks especially, just no stealth, no incorporeal. You take incorporeal away from charging models. It's a beautiful thing.
No stealth could actually be good against this if you had guns that were decent, like, because you can go take it off with the sentry stones and then shoot them to death.
I'd have to do that on a non-Borka feat turn though, but
true.
Otherwise that would have been hilarious. Hey.
You'd also have to do it when there's not a giant wall of forest in front of them. Hey, you know what you have that can charge through those forests? The night troll.
That's true. He does not have Pathfinder, though.
I know. He has no Pathfinder, but he has Island Sight, so he can see through it.
Have to put an axer in there or something.
Does this thing only work on living warrior models?
On
His alluring gaze.
yeah, only living.
So it won't
most of
affect
your armor. Yeah.
So
or your
it won't
armor, yeah.
affect the mannequins. I love that the mannequins are not living. It catches a lot of people off guard.
This list usually doesn't need a storm troll at all, but a storm troll would have been a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah, that bouncing lightning. So I'm having a Sentry Stone unit activate, I believe, here, and I'm like killing stuff. I'm having the mannequins like attack things. So I shifted a Sentry Stone up. You can see it's kind of right there in the middle, right by the hill. It shifted up there, and it stole 1 Fury from Rock, 1 Fury from Eborka, and 1 Fury from the Creelstone.
Mm-hmm.
So the mannequins that now are all activating, and they're boosting their like attack or damage rolls as necessary to try and kill Creel warriors. That one failed to kill, which was unfortunate. He even with a boosted damage roll, he didn't break armor. His Creel warriors still armor 17, and my guys are only POW 11.
Hmm.
So they gotta roll a 7 to get him. And again,
Oh, man.
fails to break armor. Boosted 7s are hard. So 2 mannequins don't kill Creel warriors and become stationary for their efforts. This other Sentry Stone is going to activate now, and I'm going to shift it forward. And my placement of this is slightly wrong. You'll see why here in a second. So I'm going to walk up the mannequins first, because usually I like to walk up the mannequins before I move the Sentry Stone itself, because then it's easier to make sure that I keep everyone in command range. Plus, if the Sentry Stone shifts in there, it leaves them out of command range, and it's only command of 6, then they can't charge or make attacks or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of lame.
You see, I got the slag troll in back in here. That's the other part of my battle group that I wanted to add, because Eborka
See.
likes a strength buff.
Oh, yeah. So, I catch Rock and your caster again, but I didn't quite get the Creel Stone.
Mm-hmm.
But I could have. I didn't shift that stone as far as I could have. And I was worried about getting too close to Eborka for some reason. I have no idea why, but I was like, I don't want to be too close to Eborka. But, like, you can't engage the Sentry Stone. Specifically, it's immobile, like a shifting stone. It can't be engaged. So you're not in melee with it, even if you're in melee with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I should have just moved it closer to Eborka and caught that Creel Stone and taken another Fury off of it. Taking Fury off the Creel Stone is super, super good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I snatch, like, another Fury. I think just the one from Eborka. And that Sentry Stone had to spend less of its Fury the previous turn, so I still got a couple boosts in with my mannequins, and I'm trying to kill some other things. Oh yeah, so I kill the guy who holds the caber, and of course some other dude dies instead, because you know the Creel warrior unit is fair and not stupid.
They can be expensive.
They can be. Really, actually, I think against a Fury 5 Warlock, like a lot of Troll Warlocks are, taking Fury out of the Sentries, or out of the Creel Stone is like one of the worst things you can do.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I make that bubble smaller, I make it like fewer turns that you can even have it up, and then your caster has to think about putting more Fury back into it.
Yeah. And then if I upkeep both my upkeep spells, I only have 3 Fury
Right.
put into it.
It's a good benefit that they give you for your free spells the first turn.
Oh god, yeah, yeah. Otherwise, I'd be like, why did you put the?
Yeah, why is the Creel Stone in this tier
Yeah.
list?
But my absolute need or want to keep my burrowers alive has screwed up so much of this game for me. Because like the Slag Troll could have done some work. Slag Troll for the map buff, but also I knew I was going against a bunch of constructs, so I'm like, hey, Slag Troll auto include, but he's stuck there behind everything and can't get up the field.
Okay, so I did a shift, I believe, on on this guy. Yeah, here he goes. I think I shifted him with a sentry stone or a shifting stone the first time to get him a little further forward, and then it just shifted itself again to get back into range of the Creel Stone again and Borka. So I get to steal 2 more Fury. I only have 2 mannequins, and one of them on this unit, and one of them's out of command right now, so he can't attack anybody. But the other one's gonna try and use its Fury to kill people. Yeah, so I miss, and then I make the second attack, and he boosts it, and he misses. So again, nothing happens.
You did it a lot.
It was kind of weird.
Boosted.
Usually the mannequins, like when they actually have Fury, are much more confident in combat than they are, but yeah. So, like I said earlier, for some reason I was really afraid of putting a sentry stone in melee range of Borka because I'm like, I don't want to have Borka engaged. So then I decide later, I'm just gonna put a mannequin right next to Borka. On a side note, I love putting mannequins in front of war beasts. Like, you can walk away and take a POW 11 free strike from this stupid little thing, or you can waste a beast's attack to kill it, or you can have some other thing come up and kill it instead.
No, if my slag was in a better position, or my Winter Troll for that matter, for a counter charge, I wonder if
that might have...
their base placement might have screwed up what's about to come.
Maybe. Yeah, that's another nice thing about the Sentry Stones and, of course, Shifting Stones is my placement effects don't trigger your
I
counter
forgot
charges.
you placed them and you didn't move them up. Sorry.
Yeah. So... yeah, here I activate. Now I'm starting to get into the meat of my plan. I've thinned out his army a little bit. So I activate the first Watcher. It moves into melee. It uses its Animus on itself, so it can't be made stationary or knocked down. And then it kills a guy, builds the synergy chain by 1, and doesn't become stationary. I think I'm going to activate the other Watcher here next. Yep. Yeah. I almost forgot here. I had the other Watcher activate and get ready to attack a guy. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. He uses his Animus, so he can't be made stationary. And then he attacks a guy and tries to kill him. It's way easier to kill these guys now that they're not in the Creel Stone aura, because it's down to just 1 Fury.
Yep.
So it's a 4-inch range right now, right? 5-inch range.
5-inch range. 4 plus whatever Fury is on it in inches.
Right. So yeah, kill that guy, or at least I hit him. I don't know if he actually dies or makes his tough check or not, but my guy is of course immune to the stationary. So even if the guy doesn't die, I get to make another attack and get him. And then again, he's out of the stone aura, so that's enough. he's still tough, so that guy just doesn't want to die. But that's okay. I've already built the
synergy.
The synergy, which is what I really needed. I mean, I guess I'm still buying attacks because I'm weird.
You really wanted him to die.
I did really want him to die. I did a lot of weird things this turn.
I think you played it really well.
I mean, yeah, it was a decent turn. I mean, it looked a lot worse for me at first than it ended up being for me in the end. That Animus is super amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another weird thing I did. I placed that mannequin in that spot, and I thought about it later. I'm like, oh, I can't charge rock or anything because that guy's in the way. So I have the Wold Warden activate, and before he moves, he shoots that guy in the back with a battering ram to kill him. He just kills him. It's like, all right, now I can go. Because the spell casting thing's it's not like a star action or anything.
Oh, you walked.
Oh, I just walk.
Guess you didn't want to spend the Fury.
Wow. For some reason, you know what it is? For some reason, at this point, I'm like, I'll attack him twice and slam him.
Ah.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's not how that works. I'll attack him once and become stationary.
Nah.
What I should have done is just actually slammed him, just made a slam charge or slam attack at him. But, I'm dumb, so... So yeah, I walk up, I hit him, I boost damage, build the synergy chain by another one. Right, so, and he's 2 synergy, so he's a POW 17. Yeah, which is pretty good. Dice -1 against Rock. Does a lot of damage to him. But then, of course, my guy becomes stationary, so next turn, Rock will just, like... He'll just slaughter him. That'd be kind of bad. And then I was thinking for a long time about what I wanted to do with this second Warden, and for a while I was thinking that I might be able to shift him forward and get him into melee range with the Creel Stone, and then just beat that thing to death for a while. Because they don't have immunity to cold right now, so I can hit on those all I want and not become stationary. But I couldn't figure out a good way to do it without having to use a shifting stone unit that I didn't want to use. So instead, I just had him walk up and build a synergy chain on another guy. So he walks up, he's going to punch him. That guy, of course, is immune to cold, so he'll become stationary. Now I go and I activate the shifting stone unit that I would have used to move that Warden, and I move Bradigus into a different set of shifting stones, and then forward again to get next to Borka. And actually, my placement here is a little bad. So first off, it's important to note, like, you're still in the Creel Stone aura, because it has just enough Fury to reach you. If it had one less Fury, you'd be out of it. So I kind of biffed that a little. So you're armor 20. And I hit pretty easily because I have a 4 synergy chain going, so I'm a mat 10. I, of course, use the Animus on myself for 1, so I upkept synergy, so I only have 4 Fury to do this. I have to kill you in 5 attacks. So it's a little dicey. I could have made it less dicey, though, by if I'd placed him better, I could have actually got him slightly to the side and a little behind you, and then I could have hit you and then beat back over an inch, and you wouldn't have moved anywhere. But then then on my next hit, a beat back would have actually pushed you away from the Creel Stone, and then it would have been a lot better. And been easier to kill you. All right, so here we go. I'm rolling on you. You have 11 boxes left. I hit you. I'm down to like 2 Fury now.
Yeah, your damage rolls were
not stellar. You got 5 boxes left. I think actually I have this is my last Fury, I think.
I think this is.
And I'm hitting you at dice -3, right? Of course, there on the screen. Yeah. And the last hit is more than enough, but you're a troll, so you get to make a tough check.
No.
You know what else? My other tree was still alive, and I don't think I'd moved it yet, and I think I could have shifted it far enough forward to catch you in it.
Oh, I didn't see it. Yeah, I think it was over there, close enough to they could jump and be within 5 inches.
So, I got you, but it was dicier than it should have been. And if I hadn't gotten you, I was just dead.
All right, so that was the game, gentlemen. Well, I guess congrats, Jeremy. Man, Jason.
I got owned by Sentry Stones.
I know, right?
Yeah, Sentry Stones are real bad.
You don't see those often. I
No.
wasn't prepared.
I don't think anybody prepared to go against those. Nobody sees them.
You know, and I was thinking about it a little bit after the game. Oh, I was looking behind the curtain. We don't do this immediately after the game is over. But anyway, I was thinking I could have made that an even more sure thing if I had just moved the one Sentry Stone that didn't snake any from the Creel Stone. If it had been just a little further over and we had it in its range, Borka was just over 4 inches away from that stone, so he would have been out of the aura. And then I also could have, if I had thought about it a little more, teleported Bradigus so he was slightly behind Borka, and then I beat back and move over slightly, and then further beatbacks would have pushed him farther away from the stone to get him out of that aura too. So Bradigus is crazy, and that's the first Bradigus assassination I think I've done.
Huh? A first for Counterslam too. Yay! So no, but well, this is a pretty good game, guys. So Exigence, man. Exigence just came out this week. As you can see, we got a book. Actually, we got a couple of books.
That's Jose's book.
My book is better because it's not owned by a dirty Cuban.
Oh,
to all our Cuban viewers, I love you. I just hate him.
Yeah. Better than a stupid Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I know, right? So,
to all our Puerto Rican
timing
viewers,
right there.
he
I
means
like that.
that. He just means that. He doesn't like it.
You gotta keep our brown people under control.
I love this book. You know how usually there's a conversation on the forums and it's always stupid, but it always exists. Like, who won the book? Who won X? Like, I think everyone won this book.
Yeah,
this
I would
book is
agree.
amazing.
There was something interesting for everybody.
I was not that thrilled about Zuriel when I first read about him, but like the more I keep thinking about him, the
And
more
then I pointed out to you that his spray is rate of fire too.
yeah, I didn't know that. but yeah, well, he's not out yet, so yeah, I haven't played with him yet. But he's yeah, he's gonna be disgusting with a lot of casters, not just
We were
Rias or
we were
Sam.
talking about it with Rias. Like the things he can do are kind of crazy. Like on the feet turn, right? You can like have him run up to something like a bigger thing that can actually take you. You can hit twice, and then he'll hit it twice, and then move himself. On one of those hits, and then get his chain attack and spray things, and then get another attack for the feet. So he'll have made 3 attacks against things that are melee attacks, and then 1 spray attack, and that's before he even has to spend any.
Yeah, or if you know he's going to kill the thing he's charging, you throw the soldier's animus on him. So if he kills it, he's charged for free. He kills it, he gets to... Then during the feat, he gets to jump, move an inch, make another attack, and then just keep going to town on things, and that's just nuts.
Well, Legion had to wait so long, they're making up for lost time.
Yeah, I mean,
guys,
guys,
what would they use before?
do you remember when
really
when
had
Rias
nothing.
was bad? Do you remember all those games we used to play against Rias before she had awesome solos and awesome war beasts and reach? Do you remember how we used to not win those games anyway?
It's funny because I started thinking about that. Like we got in the last book, Gargantuans. We got the Archangel, and a lot of people were down on that, which because the everyone calls it the lack of the animus. Basically, doesn't really have an animus that's really that useful. So
Its animus is bad and should feel bad.
yeah. So, but us getting Absolunia makes the Archangel even cooler. She makes everything better, but but her tier actually needs an Archangel, which is kind of funny. So
wait, you could light your fire dudes on fire if he used that animus. You could just run them into melee
Would you
and
do that
have
for
it
me?
stand still and be lit
Don't
on
attack
fire.
just do it. You're like, I'm moving my guys next to your Archangel. Are you gonna hit? Nope. Don't care. Okay.
Scoring got a whole lot more stuff that I can't pronounce or remember.
The Eridus beasts are dumb.
Yeah. Advanced deploy. When I was, first the spoilers were announced on Facebook, I wasn't 100% sure about their rules, but then again, I didn't have my decoder ring available to me to decipher what language
It's cost this much less than that, but does this for that in sort of like this, but sort of like this, but less than that.
I know.
I was
hate
really-
when they do that.
I was really
Christmas
reserving my
story.
judgment. Yeah, I was really reserving my judgment till the book came out and I got a chance to actually sit down and look at them, and they're just absolutely nasty. The ranged one, we're gonna have 17-inch
scares
threat
me
range.
so badly.
And eyeless sight, with score and support, I mean, they really do. They're gonna fill, that range one's gonna fill that heavy range niche that scoring's kind of been lacking. And
Warpwolf stalkers everywhere are trembling.
yeah, they should be.
17-inch threat, 4
Roll
dice
for
damage,
damage.
ignoring stealth attacks.
Yeah.
Just scares the crap out of them.
That's pretty good.
You know what was really awesome? When I was reading about their spoilers, like, at first, I was the trickle in of information. So I was like, scoring got a speed 3 beast. I'm like, well, that's weird.
Yeah, I know.
And then, like,
3.
they're advanced to play. Oh, well, I mean, that makes sense, because otherwise they'd never get into battle. But, like, they'll probably still be pretty easy to screw over. They have Pathfinder. Oh, okay. Well, now they're harder to screw over. But you know what? Like, I bet I can just,
they
like...
have Carapace.
I can just, like, do things like, I could just knock them down or whatever, and it's like, they're steady. Oh, all right, well, I'll just shoot it to death. They're armor 19 and get plus 4 armor against range attacks.
Against
All right.
ranged and free strikes.
This
too.
seems bad. I don't know how to deal with this anymore.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah,
gosh.
but you can't even run to engage them.
No.
Like, what are you going to run to engage them? They're just going to walk away. Take a free strike.
Yeah, they're gonna get dirty. Beast packs, they're gonna get dirty.
Yeah.
Your
like-
beast pack is they're like an awesome little jam unit.
Yeah,
They got 10 wounds.
The best way to gain
They
4
have 10
fury.
wounds?
They have 10 wounds.
What? Why do I have?
Yeah,
His does cost 1 more point than yours, and they kill things.
Oh, yeah.
They don't kill things.
That's
quite
worth
as
an extra
well.
20 boxes to knock out.
I mean, they can get just as high. Like, they can get pretty high power, but they can't move into a unit like yours can.
Yeah, mine's
they have
pretty
steady and snacking.
Yeah, they've got snacking. All your bugs
they're,
have snacking, right?
Yeah, they have swarming. which is a better
It's
gang.
like better gang. It's plus
Yeah.
1 to attack and damage for every other one of them and any Eridus War Beast that's in melee range with the thing they're melee with. So like the one with reach can run in and engage something for them, and then they can rush in and attack it.
Yeah, this one. Yeah. And they have crit paralysis.
And you know what else is awesome? You can still take them with Sadesh, and he can still give them gang, and they can have gang and that rule.
Yep. Yeah, the unfortunately
five?
War Room.
Yeah, they're not very high.
Yeah,
Command.
it's.
But
Oh,
no,
wow,
they're pretty good.
Command 4, yeah.
I think Scoring got some sweet stuff.
Yeah.
The Eridus War Beasts are just amazing, and I think that they're just like they're an elegant design. That's like the best way I
can't wait to see what the beasts themselves are actually going to look like.
They look
I-
cool. The art looks really interesting.
The art looks really cool, but I haven't seen what the designs for the beasts themselves are going to be. The new Keltari are pretty awesome.
I'm thinking Makeda, the one with the savagery or whatever, where they get to walk 5 extra inches.
Yeah,
like
Makeda 1.
then they can have they can have like that's an 11-inch walking threat range. If they get the bonus from your tyrant, they can walk in. That's another 2.
Yeah, that would be another 2.
So they have a 13-inch walking threat range. So they can have a 13-inch non-linear threat range, ignoring free strikes. Seemed pretty good.
You know, they've
Parry, reform.
Yeah, and then they reform. So if you really want to jam someone, they
Blade
can
shield.
walk through their army 13 inches, and then at the end of that turn, walk 3 more inches, and they've got reach, right?
Yeah.
So they can then engage things 2 more inches. So they can move 16 inches and then engage things 2 more inches away.
They also have combined melee, which is going to be amazing because then you can take them with Zal, because the combined melee with Last Stand, the primary attacker is the only one you take out. Or if you want to take them as well, some excellent anti-shooting tech since they have the blade shield.
Mm-hmm.
They plus 2 defense against ranged attack, and then throw Ashen Veil onto them. You're gonna bump them up to a defense 17 against ranged attacks.
And defense 15 against melee.
Yep.
Which is... No, man, he's going to love him. He's going to pop his feet, and they're going to just wreck stuff. It's going to be crazy.
You know, looking at the blight wasps here, they're annoying, which I think is awesome.
That's a fun rule.
Swatting a gnat. They're going to die to Stiff Breeze. They're on defense 12, armor 11. They got 5 hitboxes. But they have, on Absolonia's feet turn, they're going to be like little Gerlach Slaughterborns because their animus is overwhelmed, which basically is they get killing spree like Gerlach. So, and then with the reach, mat 7, they're just 1 mat less, and they're just going to go around.
Right. Yeah, so on Absolonia's feet turn, they become base... What is their base mat is 5.
5.
So they become base mat 7, base speed 9, charge for free, base power and strength 10, reach. They already fly, but they
Yeah.
And so they get all of that, and then of course they have a similar thing to the bugs where they get plus
just-
1 to hit and damage for every one of them, every
One of them
that's
within
engaging
melee,
the same
yeah.
thing that they're attacking.
Yeah.
And then with that animus, every time they kill something, they move an inch and attack something else.
Yeah, there'll be their damage is 10 crit poison. Or I think crit poison on their attacks. It'll be pretty awesome.
So,
But you know what's weird is I just realized they showed the picture of the blight wasps this week on Proprietary Press and Zuriel, the actual models. So now, but usually that means they're going to be coming up pretty soon to buy. So I'm going to guess that they're going to be out in January because they've already released the schedule for December and they're not on that. So if they do, that means everything from Legion will have already been released by January.
which will be a big change from last time.
Yeah, I know.
Last time.
No, we're holding him over. The Bloodseer is part of this book.
So there's that new thing, and then you also got your new Striders.
Yep, the Striders
which are really
coming
cool.
up.
That's an
An
interesting
ambush unit for freaking
Well-
Legion. That's what Legion needed, was an ambush unit.
There's a lot of
ambush.
things about them that are a little crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, they're an ambush unit, but they're a speed 7 ambush unit. They have
Natural.
mat 6. That's the highest mat on any ambush unit. They have 2 initial attacks, and they have combined melee attack.
And
All
crit-
of those
crit grievous wounds, too.
and crit grievous wounds, which is less important, but still good. All of these things on an ambush unit.
And stealth too, yeah, pretty good.
Oh yeah, and stealth. So they're gonna pop up in your
And
backline and
Pathfinder.
come get you, and
And
it's just
Pathfinder.
awful.
And Pathfinder.
It's that unit kind of scares me.
Yeah.
Oh, I like him.
What?
I like him a lot.
And what about troll stuff? Huh? You got cool
You got
toys.
some cool toys in Trolls.
The highwaymen are pretty interesting. I want to play test them more. A lot of people are going back and forth about if they're a flanking unit because of opportunists with the 3-point character solo. They don't have Pathfinder, but for a 5/8 unit, you can take 10 models with 2 attacks.
And CRA.
and CRA.
It's pretty good.
Swift Hunter.
See that's a really important thing is they're a 8-point 10-man unit with 2 attacks apiece and CRA. You can get 10 2-man combines for 8 points.
And 13 defense base, which Calandra's Starcross likes, and on Calandra's feet turn.
man.
See, I think Calandra would really love them because she can star-crossed and then they can jam into stuff.
Yeah.
And then at defense 13 with star-crossed up, they're actually going to be kind of hard to remove. And then she can use Befuddle to turn things around, or they can just slide around stuff and shoot it in the back.
Epic Grimm's Theme Force has them, of course, with the feet turn, giving them snipe mortality. His tier list also has scouts that ambush, which are defense 13.
Mortality affects
Assault.
a unit, right?
Yep.
So essentially, if he lands mortality on a unit that they can get a hold of, that unit is gone.
You know,
Because
really
they all become Rat 7 POW 12s.
With
against it.
CRA, yeah.
With CRA, and they have 2 attacks apiece, so that's 20 attacks that are Rat 7 POW 12. That'll murder everything.
Christ.
We should play a game that's like where you bring all your ambush stuff, I bring all my ambush stuff, I'll even grab a couple of units of the bog trogs, and we'll just
That'd
like
be awesome.
the game won't even be in the middle of the table. It's gonna be all along the sides. That's where everything's gonna be
They're
attacking.
gonna come out
each
of the
other.
forest, look at each other, and be like, "Ah!"
Well,
That would be
I think that
awesome.
Legion could kind of pull something off like that. Legion has enough things that are really fast, and now you've got your own ambush unit, and then you could take bog trogs. Like, I think Legion could potentially build a list that's viable, where the entire point of the list is you surround the enemy army. Like,
It's
you
just going to be your
you-
caster out there.
You flank out. You've got like your couple of beasts and your caster kind of in the middle, and then you flank out real hard and then ambush them, and then their army is just surrounded, and they have to choose whether or not they're going to turn around and kill the things that are trying to kill their support models, or
It'd be
move forward and kill your beasts and then get crushed.
It'd
by
be
the things
20
like that.
28
I have
points.
the vision.
It'd be
I'm
28
remembering-
points to do all the
I'm
ambush stuff
remembering
they have.
Willow here. It's a courage Willow.
Oh man.
Okay, they're FE.
Okay, now I'm
yeah,
just imagining the
28
Battle of
points,
Endor
I
and a
could
bunch
field
of
everything I could do.
I only have 1 unit of scouts, so I'd have to buy another one.
Yeah, well, I'd have to buy another unit of the Striders, or the yeah.
But still,
And your solo, of course.
She's going to be
Yeah.
awesome no matter what.
Yeah, she's just. That's another really cool, elegant model design. She's got the 2 attacks, and she's like Rat 7, and she has gun and run, so she can walk up and kill
Gun-
something and back away.
Yeah.
uh,
Full advance.
Range snipe
gunfighter,
is sweet.
opportunist.
And opportunist is the cool rule
Yeah.
where if you get in the back arc of something, your attack rolls or your
or
attack and damage
damage
rules are
is
boosted.
And she does have Pathfinder built in,
Yeah.
the Highwayman.
All the Highwaymen, I think that's a big win for Scorn. Is that whole unit and that
mean
solo
trolls?
have. That's what I mean for trolls. No, it's a big win for Scorn. Everything's a win for Scorn.
Sounds like our game
Everything
all
you bring
over
is
again.
awesome for Scorn.
The Flame Eaters are an interesting unit.
They're sure gonna make a Phoenix sad.
I,
I don't want to light you on fire. This is a bad idea.
they're probably my favorite thing out of
They look cool.
this
too.
book, just because it's just a weird, different unit. I'm not saying that they're going to be awesome.
I wonder if the model's gonna have them like with the fire coming out, or like where it's like,
I hope that the pig buddy has like the bottle of booze. Something. Hey,
Oh yeah,
here's
they
your
have a
booze.
pig buddy who follows them around.
But
That's awesome.
the assault, spray, speed 6, defense 13. People are already trying to figure out ways to light them on fire and still keep them alive, so they get boosted hit and boosted damage.
Yeah.
Trolls. I mean, the only armor buff you've really got is the stone, but that might be enough. Have the stone aura, have them in the stone aura, and then just shoot him in the back with like your fire troll. Their armor 20 against his fire damage, and they'll probably live through it, and then they'll all be on fire.
Even if you spiked your damage.
Just whatever you do, do not use the immune to continuous effects.
Right.
Don't do that.
Wait, what did you say for your stone?
Oh,
Even
man.
like Dozer makes the War Wagon better. He's Gunny loves him. But, certain lists will like him. So
Oh, they're cool, and I think they are really different. And that's what I love. I feel like every faction got something that was really new and different, like the Eridus and those guys, and well, I mean, like your Beast Pack is of course new and different. Your character War Beast having his 2 affinities and his new chain attack, which is a totally different kind of chain attack. It's pretty cool.
You
That's
got
pretty good.
Fiona the Lash, which she's just
She's just
disgusting.
craziness.
Yeah.
She is fun.
And then Circle. And we already knew a lot of what Circle got. So really the only things that we learned about were the new tier list, new character unit, and then the new character beast.
Brenos looks disgusting.
Oh my god, Brenos is the... I know lots of Circle players complain about him because
They've already shut off the discussion.
He's got a mopey
They're not
stat
watching
line.
anymore.
He's Mat 5, Rat 5. Also, everyone in the world needs to stop saying every time a Warbeast or Warjack has a gun and is Rat 5, they need to stop saying, oh, it has such bad rat. Every Warbeast in Warjack has Rat 5.
That's not necessarily true.
Like, some...
My
Most
Titan
do.
Cannoneer has a Rat 4.
Like, if you're a
So is the Carnivorous.
Kador
So is the Kreia.
Jack, you've got Rat 4. If you're a Scorn Beast, you've got Rat 4.
Not anymore.
If you are half of the Signar Jacks, you have Rat 6 for some inexplicable reason, and if you're a character, you usually have a Rat 6. But otherwise, you've got a Rat 5 and you live with it. And Rat 5 boosted is good enough. Stop complaining. But
Dozer has a Rat 5.
But he's
with inaccurate.
wow. Yeah, he has a Rat 5 and inaccurate and still shoots his gun more accurately than the Kador Jack that he took that gun from. So...
Thank you, Kato.
Ouch.
But
Cater's just losing all kinds of stuff on the battlefield. People are picking up.
He's got more special rules than I think I've ever seen.
Casters.
But I mean, Brenos has more special rules than I think I've ever seen on any Warbeast. Right? He's got an affinity with Morvana, like she needed it. But he's got an affinity with Morvana, where every time he kills something, she heals a point. Every time he takes damage, he heals a point. Which means that, like, if they send something in and have to, like, beat him to death, every time they hit him, she heals, and it's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So she's got that, which is his least awesome rule, but it's still there.
Yeah, like
Ridiculous.
Morvana needed something else to help her out.
He has primal magic. So he can cast other War Beasts animi like it's his own, which...
He's a heavy.
He's a heavy with it.
He can cast other Warbeast animus as if it was his own. That's the big part there.
Yeah.
His gun is range 12 and power 11. Circle does not have, like, a lot of, boostable guns on our heavies that are worth a damn, and this one is worth a damn, especially because it has Thunderbolt. Because that was what Circle needed, was more, like, ways to move things around and knock it down. Yeah. He's got that. His staff has Mage Killer, so he gets an extra damage die against spellcasters and things with magic ability. And his horns have crit pitch, so he can throw things.
Double teleported Getorix or double teleported Brenos?
That's the thing I love. Everyone's like, oh, but he's never going to actually kill a Warcaster because he's only Mat 5. And it's like, but this is Circle. We knock stuff down. We can do that. It's not that hard.
Do it all the time.
We knock it over. Brenos jumps in. He's like, ah! And then his Animus is probably the thing that I love most about him. Is his Animus is a 1 cost, and all friendly Warbeasts or friendly faction Warbeasts in his command range get to cast their Animus for 1 less.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the other big one too.
And he's got like a command of 9, so it's big.
I want that.
And what's really cool is you can have the caster cast that Animus and catch him in it, and then he can cast other Warbeasts animi like they're his for 1 less. So he could just be like, I'm going to spend 1 and gain Flesh of Clay. I'm hard to shoot to death now.
Yeah.
He's a really sweet, awesome Warbeast, I think. And it's funny that everyone complains about his stat line, because if you read the fluff, it's like his stat line only sucks because he's old. When he was young, he was like amazing, and he was like the biggest, strongest satyr, and he beat people to death with a giant cudgel. And now he's old, so now he uses a staff. He uses it specifically to help him walk. They say that in the fluff.
After he trips you and knocks you down, he cracks you over the skull with it.
And he's still so old they won't kill him off in the books. It's just, man, come on. They killed Nightmare.
And then we got the Death Wolves.
Death Wolves look awesome. Those skulls on their heads look amazing.
Well, what is it with new things coming out that automatically get corpse tokens now? Like automatically get corpse tokens, and
they realized, man, the corpse token rule is amazing, but all the things that have it die before they ever get to really use the rule. So maybe we ought to make it so they can have some at the start, so that it's better.
Our Wraith Engine would really appreciate that if you wouldn't mind passing some rules that way.
Yes, they
like the
are
Sacrovault getting 3 to start. Gets 3 to start the turn. D3, sorry.
My Killstone would like some Fury.
But
what is this, man?
No, they are so cool. And actually, their fluff thing is kind of funny because it's like other Wolves of Oboros don't like them because they practice this ancient tradition that's like too far out there for them. So they're more. It even says in the fluff they're more like Tharn than they are like Wolves of Oboros. And if you look at how they work, they really are more like Tharn than they are like Wolves of Oboros.
You know what I like
They've
about
got the
this
Corpse
picture?
Eater rule.
They're the
They
missing
have.
link.
They
What I-
have
What I don't like about this picture.
what?
No, the score.
he's eating,
All
he's
the
eating
scorn
the liver
things
out
in
of
the
the score.
picture.
There's a lot of dead scorn in this book.
I looked at that. I actually felt good about that because you look at the Scorn Beetles and they're like consuming Tharn Ravagers,
Yeah.
and I looked at that picture. I'm like, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
It's just the Death Wolves came in.
Well,
and
even
killed
the
them
meat
all.
thresher. The meat thresher's sitting there like running over a bunch of Keltari.
But,
You guys took Ios, or like you got a foothold on Ios. So,
but anyway, so the things that they have, though, of course, there's 3 of them. One of them has a reach attack. The other 2 don't have reach attacks, but they each have 2 attacks apiece. One has like POW 11 attacks, and the other one has 2 POW 9 attacks, but he has combo strike with them. They have gang, and they're all like mat 7 to start, so they all go up to mat 9 while they're ganging with each other. And then they've got prowl, and the last one gives them. What does the last one give them?
Heart Eater.
No, they all have Heart Eater.
overtake.
Overtake. That's what
yeah.
the last one gives them overtake. So then they can. These guys will like it's a whole unit of Gerlach Slaughterborns.
Yeah.
They will just run into a unit and murder it to death. Yes, murder it to death. That is the way I'm going to phrase that. And they have the coolest.
I'm going to kill you a lot until you die from it.
They have one of the coolest rules I've seen them print in such a long time. They have I forget what it's called, but it's a rule that lets them start with 1 corpse token.
Cannibal Magic.
Cannibal Magic.
Each
And
one of them. Not
they
just
each,
the leader.
They
but
each start with 1 corpse token, and whenever they take damage, they can spend a corpse token after seeing what the damage is going to be, and then they just take 1 damage instead on anything that exceeds their armor. So I now have the second instance of Ancient Shroud. Circle wins. Like,
Yeah,
just
no,
think about
you
it.
guys
These
aren't allowed
guys
to
will
play in
charge
teams.
in, they'll murder an entire unit, and then they'll sit there with corpse tokens and be like, all right, who's going to come get rid of us?
Yeah. 3 covenants sitting on the freaking table. You gotta
And
focus
people
in 6
complain.
attacks.
People complain.
At least.
But you know what else is really
How
cool?
many damage
They're a
boxes per?
Wolves of
5.
Oboros
5.
unit,
Yeah.
so they're a Wolves of Oboros unit, so Morag will flank with them. They can charge, like, I did the math. They have a really solid chance of killing an armor 19 and a really great chance of killing an armor 18 or less heavy with them and Morag.
So they don't have
Altogether, they can charge in and murder that.
they don't have stealth.
They have
Yeah,
prowl.
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 So I got to put them in a cloud or a forest or something. But that's not
Oh,
that
gee.
hard.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
something.
imagine
Circle
that
has.
for a
Yeah, Circle doesn't have access to that.
And remember, folks, we saw how this last game played out and all the forests I had. Bradigus can take the Death Wolves in his tier list.
There we go. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, and I want to mention that real quick. 3 units of Shifting Stones is amazing. 3 units of Sentry Stones that each have 3 Fury on them at the start of the game is amazing. Those are the very best things that came out of that tier 4.
That's pretty cool.
Unfortunately, Xerxes Tier Force is not seeing that much love.
Yeah, we got Archangels for 1 point cheaper.
Yeah.
At tier 4.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Well,
talk
but you know
about
what though? Like his tier, Bradigus'
You
tier
don't-
4 is he's the only living model is the requirement, and then the benefit is you get a free World Watcher, and I like it because it's kind of an actual choice because it's 5 free points you can play up on your opponent, but you give up a lot because you can take a bunch of living models, and giving up, and it has a lot of implications. You can't take the Wold Stalkers because their leader is a living model. You can't take the stone attachment because he's alive. So if you do that tier 4, all your stones are just the small units and none of them have stealth. So I personally, in my list building, I preferred the just going to tier 3 and getting those benefits because, oh man, 3 units of Shifting Stones and 3 units of Sentry Stones is the most ridiculous thing in the world.
Yeah, that looked like it was took a little practice for your order of activation there.
Well, and that's only the second game I've ever played. So
Yeah.
I actually, the first game I played, we had the clocks, and technically I clocked out by like 7 minutes on my last turn because the really cool operation I did that resulted in the death of Horgel Iron Strike took 20 minutes for me to think of and actually execute because I'm like, I don't know how to move all these things.
Yeah, I'm surprised there isn't a tier list yet that gives you an extension on your time clock.
There may be at some point.
Yeah, it's like, oh, if you take this tier 4 list, add 5 minutes to your clock time. That'd be awesome.
So I think that I don't know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think Bradigus is, and he's another really new and different thing, a caster that can only take a portion of the War Beasts in the faction.
Yeah.
I think
It seems very limiting, but he does really well with it.
does, because he makes them do a thing that they never could do before, which is kill stuff.
Yeah, our game that you and I played, Epic Abbey,
Yeah.
not on the show, but off show, like we played, and it was a pretty close game. But man, if I would have just rolled a little bit better, I would have
Epic
murdered all
Abbey
his
and
enemies.
Bradigus is basically like, who got the successful Alpha Strike?
Yeah.
If you got a successful Alpha Strike, you won that game. If you didn't, you lost.
Well, you'd think that, but I got the Alpha Strike on you.
But
I didn't.
it wasn't
I didn't
successful.
kill. I didn't kill his last beast. I don't know, like 4
You didn't
hit points
kill
left on it.
the Wold Guardian. You killed
Yeah.
you killed 2 Wold Wardens, and you didn't get the Guardian.
And did Megalith? Did I kill him too?
Oh no, you killed. That was right. I had Megalith and a Warden, and you killed Megalith and the Warden, and you didn't quite get the Guardian. You know what? I won another game very similarly. After that, I played with somebody else, and they failed to kill the Guardian, and then the Guardian went and murdered their caster.
Apparently, the Guardian is the real winning piece tonight on the list. So. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I love playing Epic Abbey, and I know people who've been playing her since she's been released, and they just absolutely love her. They think she's like the bee's knees. So.
What do you think so far of Epic Xerxes?
I've only played a couple of games with him. I really like some of the list builds that I've made for him. Definitely like the gunline idea of
Which just got so much better.
Incendiara.
Now that you have a gun line, and it's only 8 points. It's the Scorn Reckoner.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be replacing my Mammoth with 2 of those instead, and running a Xerxes tier list plus the fact of +2 speed.
I hadn't even thought of
yeah.
that. It's actually better at shooting than the Mammoth is, and it costs 4 points less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you take, 2 of them. 2 of them together is better at shooting.
Yeah,
than
yeah. I
the
could
Mammoth.
take 2 of them and a Kreia, and that would spend just the same amount that I would have spent on my Mammoth.
I really look forward to the game where you actually execute the Defender's Ward, Kriya Animus on that, and it's defense 15, armor 27 against shooting, and can't be shot to death.
And just sits back with arcing fire.
Just like, I'm going to sit in the edge of this zone, and you can't shoot me to death. Come over here, and we'll talk.
Yeah, they didn't make it too crazy in Melee, so I mean, you know, it's not going to. I think it's base
Oh,
power
but man, if
14s,
only
but,
Scorn had things that were good in Melee to cover the fact that beast is bad at it.
of course, we can have our support that can make it really, really awesome. But it's not really something that's looking like you're going to want to try and use until like late game.
Well,
in
not as a Melee
Yeah,
beast.
no. But they're Melee beasts. That one's freaking awesome.
Oh, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so book equals good. We're all
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, yeah, and of course, I mean, we talked a little bit before about Maximus, and we weren't sure he was going to get on the last episode. But
Oh yeah, minion things.
Maximus does.
The Ifrit
He's really
scouts
good.
are really good.
Scouts are awesome. They don't, of course, they don't work for
Snipe-
his Legion.
Snipe armor piercing shots is just a crazy thing. I actually never really expected them to print both of those rules on the same model, because being able to armor pierce a model and then choose which column takes that damage is a little ridiculous.
I think the fact that they gave it to a minion like Cavalry Solo, the fact that it's not a Thornfall, it doesn't belong to it, not a friendly faction. So any friendly
It's not the
faction,
first time they've done that, but there's a couple.
Yeah, it's
others.
not. There's no friendly faction buffs that you can really give to it. But I mean, even still, like if you were to take 1 or 2 of these and flank with them,
Does the Snipe Animus target friendlies or friendly faction?
I think it's friendly faction.
yeah.
Friendly faction.
I think it's friendly faction.
Well, Far Strike can be placed on
Friendlies.
friendlies.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then you have a range 16, speed 8, light
With a
cavalry model.
move.
So it just walks up, shoots you, walks away. It just gets
Yeah.
further and further back down your flank and
Yeah,
keeps
or no,
shooting
yeah,
you.
the flanking with these are going to be absolutely disgusting. You know, just keeping them on the sides and.
I mean, think of the cool things you can do with these guys. Like you could take them, and you could take. I mean, you were sort of talking about a similar list. You could like take them, and you could take Maximus, and you could take the
Gudrun the Wanderer.
like Gudrun, and you could take what's his face, the Totem Hunter, and you could take like the frog guys, and you can just take like
Crowcutters.
all these solos, and you could just have a crazy list of solos.
Yeah, he and I are building 2 straight solo
Solo
lists. Like, to go against each other with the Scorn versus Legion.
These are
I'm
some
sure
of the-
he's got the upper hand.
These
but
are some of
it'll
the
be fun to play.
first minion models I've ever really wanted to have. Like
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to have the Totem Hunter just because he's
I'm
good,
gonna
but, like,
buy
these are some of
Maximus.
these like after him.
I'm
these
straight
are the
up
ones I
buying
really
Maximus.
wanna have.
Maximus is one of those kind of auto buys. Like, as soon as I saw him, like, he can work for Legion, done.
I liked Gatorman. Yeah, Gatorman, Witch Doctor, Saxon Orc. I mean, Saxon Orc has his place in certain lists, and his place, and he's awesome. Ord Midwinter, same deal. Like, he was just kind of like you must have. But yeah, I would agree. Like, this is the first time that anything's really come out for minions that was a solo that I'm just like, wow, I really cannot wait. I cannot wait to pick up Maximus. Like, he's going to be so much fun.
And we get to take
The Sacro
the
Vault.
Sacro Vault, and you guys get stuck with the Meat Thresher.
The Meat Thresher's not nothing to be. It's
No,
not
it's
stuck
good.
with. I mean, it's still really good, but I mean, the Sacro Vault is better. And
It
in
seems
my
like the second world's a
opinion-
lot more defensive.
But you know
warriors,
what
a lot
though?
more offensive.
It's not quite as doom and gloom as everyone like talks about. Because I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, like it has to have a Fury or a Soul on it to have Soulstorm, and it doesn't get to generate souls unless it has no souls on it at the start of the turn. So that means that you're going to have to choose every turn whether or not it's going to be defending you with that Soul Ward and then being less effective in combat the next turn, or if it's going to be super effective in combat this turn and not have the Soul Ward. So it's not quite as doom and gloom as some people say, but it is still really
anything
good.
living that dies within 90 of it gets a soul. So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna have soul on it most of the time.
Wouldn't it be? I was thinking about it. I
This is
think
like-
it would be kind of funny to have like 2 of those and Cassius, and just spread have the tree in the middle and those things like out on the sides, and just I have a gigantic area, and if any living thing dies anywhere here, I'm gonna get it on one of my things.
We just take Zol.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not all of us can have Zal or one of the Reclaimer bastards, so.
I still think bulldoze and ride by attacks.
No. Auto fire 2d3.
Oh no!
I would love to paint
It's
that
a
model.
really
It looks like it's gonna be
good,
a lot of fun to
solid
paint.
battle engine. Like this is how melee battle engines should be designed, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
It's
it
gonna
has.
be
And 2d3
One day.
rapid fire
One day
is
Chris
really
will
good because 1d3 or rapid fire is just so sad. It makes you really mopey sometimes. But 2d3, it's a lot better.
POW 16 weapon master essentially with trash.
Yeah.
If it hits, it's not. You're not.
Well,
gonna-
if small
And
base
like
infantry,
what I was
yeah,
talking,
yeah.
I was talking with Jose about this earlier. A really cool thing you can do with that is, a lot of people are like, wow, it has, that. It has the Blood Reaper and whatever it is, but it's doesn't have reach, so you're not going to kill that much infantry with it doing that. I'm like, well, you're probably right, but you know what you can do? You can have it charge a heavy, and it will punch that heavy, knock it down, and do a POW 16 Weapon Master attack against that heavy. That will hurt. That heavy is then knocked down. You also then attacked all of the things that were in your range when you went to attack that heavy. That's pretty good. And then at that point, you can just... you do your duty 3 shots at other things around it. And yeah, it's not going to kill a heavy all by itself doing that, but putting a POW 16 Weapon Master onto a heavy and knocking it down is a great setup for basically anything else to go kill that heavy.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. It's
And if it's knocked down and no longer, it's still only
Right, and
a
it's not
12.
in melee, so
And so you
it
can
knocks
sit-
down
you can-
everything at melee, so then it can shoot again.
Yeah. Well, it has weapon platform.
Oh, well,
anyways,
yeah, it has
but,
weapon
still,
platform,
but still, even if you knock it down, then you're no longer engaged in melee with it, so you can shoot the thing that you're no longer engaged in melee with.
Right. But you can do ride-bys,
Mhm.
and just ride-by, knock stuff down, and shoot things, and then kind of move. There's so many cool things you can do with these models.
yeah. I'm digging both of the battle engines. I think they're awesome.
I love the artwork too. I don't like the fact that he's chewing up a bunch of Keltari here, but I do love like him riding on top of that. Reminds me of the trauma film. Where
Did
he's,
you read the fluff on how this thing works?
No, I
They-
haven't got. I'm
they-
only read through the Scorn stuff
They
yet.
put the little pig, the lesser pigs, in there, and then they heat it up, so that they freak out and they run, and that's what makes the things turn. But they don't have a way to take them out. So eventually they just get cooked to death in there, and at the end of the battle, they just crack it open and eat the pigs.
So it's cooking dinner and
It's cooking dinner and killing things.
yeah, I hadn't read that yet. That's awesome.
Yeah, and originally, it was really funny. Apparently, originally in the fluff, it didn't have that gun on top of it, and then, what's his face?
Carver.
Carver, bringer of most massive destruction. He looked at it and he's like, you know what? We could put a gun on top of that.
There's room up here. Look.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's
awesome.
so
I
funny.
really can't wait to see it. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
And I'm excited to see what the models for these look like.
Yeah.
I think they'll look neat.
Yeah, I think that's something that I am really looking forward to as well. I do have some extra, I think, Kador models laying around that I'm gonna
You better be glad that you can't, get this.
Why?
If you look at all that little bitty detail, it'd take you a year to paint this.
Fuck.
That's going to take you a million years to paint
Yeah,
that.
fair
The
enough.
battle engine that you can take is still going to take forever.
Yeah.
I'd love to paint the pig one though. That looks like a lot of fun.
So anyway, we've rambled on for quite a while, but
Yeah.
we
Lots
all
of fun
do
stuff.
love the book. It's really good.
Yeah, we think it's pretty awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. So this next week is going to be our last episode for the season. It's going to be me versus Jose. We're going to do Legion versus Scorn. I know I'm definitely taking Epic Absolutia. I know you're still trying to figure out what you're going to take, but we are going to should make a lot of fun.
Xerxes too.
And yeah, get painted.
Xerxes 2 is still being painted.
Whatever.
So-
Borka 2 wasn't painted.
No, I mean like he's in pieces
He has
because
to
I got
pay
the
it and put it together.
I have the conversion going on for resources
fine.
too.
So
Remember?
Yes,
he's
I
taking
know.
down a Hydra.
I know.
yeah, so
You always got to needle me. Your stuff is always killing circle things or killing retribution things. I feel like it's personal. It cuts me deeply, Jose.
well, like I said, next episode is going to be the last episode for the season, and we hope you guys enjoyed this particular episode. We got a chance to talk a little bit Exigence. If you agree or you guys want to share anything about Exigence that we didn't cover, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and we will see you guys again on the next episode of Counter Slam.
Bye.